If I was to give one single piece of advice to someone who wants to bet on sports, what would I do? Well, that's pretty easy. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another episode of Thursday Truth. I did originally record this video with $40 worth of Popeyes, but I didn't like the way it turned out, so I'm gonna have to do this video without me chowing down on a lot of food. So with that being said, today's subject is going to be a question I get asked a lot, and that is, what is the single best piece of advice that you can give someone when it comes to sports betting? And that is a great question. If I was to give one single piece of advice to someone who wants to bet on sports, what would I do? Well, that's pretty easy. My best piece of advice, and it's probably going to surprise a lot of you guys, but my best piece of advice is don't bet at all. Just don't. Don't bet at all. And you're probably like, but your channel is about sports betting. Your channel is about giving advice to help people bet on sports and make money. No, it's not. This channel is about maximizing your enjoyment of betting on sports and maybe making your bankroll last longer and trying to minimize your downside as much as possible. But this channel has never been about helping you win more money or helping you win in general. That's not what this is about. I've said that since day one. And so I know what people are probably going to say. They're probably going to be like, well, then why should I watch your channel if you're not going to give me advice on how to win money? Well, okay, I present you the Sports Betting Truth Challenge. I've had this challenge since day one on this channel 2 years ago. And that is, fine, great. Go watch the other sports betting YouTube channels out there or listen to the podcasts on sports betting, whatever, the TV shows, the radio shows, all the number of sports betting advice and picks channels out there and methods. Go watch those. Go listen to those. Take their advice. Utilize their advice. Utilize their picks. See how it works out for you. If you end up winning money in the medium or long run because of those other channels out there, awesome. I'm very happy for you. Great. You don't need my channel. You obviously have a source that is giving you advice that's helping you win. But chances are their advice is not going to help you win. It's going to do the opposite. You're going to take their advice, utilize it, and you're probably going to lose money. Now, what would you rather have? Would you rather have the other 99% of sports betting channels out there that say, just follow me, follow my picks, follow my advice, and you're going to win, and then them not delivering? Or would you rather watch a channel like mine that tells you up front, hey, if you follow my advice, if you listen to what I say, you're probably not going to win, but maybe you'll get more enjoyment out of sports betting. Maybe you'll minimize your downside. Maybe you'll make your bankroll last longer. What would you rather have? Would you rather have someone like me who is honest with you up front or someone who lies to you up front and doesn't deliver? That's the point of this channel. My channel exists to get out in front of the reality of sports betting that you're probably going to lose. And if you insist on still betting on sports, do these things, maybe you'll enjoy it a little bit more anyway. And I know what people are going to say, well, why should I bet on sports if I'm going to lose? Well, why should you go drive an hour north of where I live up to WinStar World Casino and play blackjack or play the slot machines? Because there's still enjoyment to be had out of playing a game that's rigged against you. Why do you think people go play the blackjack tables and slot machines? There's still entertainment to be had. You can still sit around a blackjack table and have fun, even though you know the house has the edge and the odds are against you. It's fun just for the camaraderie and the excitement and the anticipation and the enjoyment of being around other people. It's fun to be at a hot craps table and the anticipation of every roll of the dice. There's still an entertainment value attached to having skin in the game, so to speak. So it's about finding ways to enjoy the act of betting on sports or going to a casino and decoupling your enjoyment from that of winning. Now, I know you'd rather win than lose, and it's more exciting to win or lose, but there's still enjoyment to be had, and that's what this channel is about. And that's also why I've slowed down the more educational content that I've had on this channel. I used to have a lot of educational videos on how to build models, how to program in R, those types of things. I slowed that down because I felt like people were not able to grasp that concept. I would get a ton of emails, a ton of comments being like, hey, I followed all your advice, I did what you told me to do, and I'm still not winning. Help, why am I not winning? Because I was unable to connect with these people and say, you can put in a lot of time, you can put in a lot of effort building these models and everything, but you're still probably going to lose. And I think that was unable to get through to people. My viewers thought if they just followed what I did, followed my advice and built a model, that equals winning. Like it would raise their chance to 100% chance to win. And I was having a hard time dealing with that. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to be a stumbling block for people anymore. I don't want to put these videos out because they're giving the wrong impression. And it was hard to have these people emailing me being like, hey, I did everything you said. I put in all this effort and I'm still not winning. I mean, I felt kind of bad for these people. So that's kind of why I've slowed down the more heavy educational content. Not that I'm going to come out with the content in the future that gives advice and everything, but that's kind of why I slowed it down, because I just felt like I was being more of a stumbling block for people rather than a help. But like I said, that's the best piece of advice I can give. I just believe markets these days in sports betting are too sharp. There's just not enough angles. There might be angles in markets like player props and everything like that, but you still have to build models for them. You still have to wrangle the data. You still have to put in the time and effort. And I just believe if you're going to put in the effort to bet on sports, you have to enjoy the process rather than the winning. You have to decouple the enjoyment of sports betting from winning. The two do not have to be mutually exclusive. So if you insist on betting on sports, then you need to enjoy it for what it is. You need to be honest with yourself on the level of effort you want to put into it, and you have to be okay with losing because you probably are. So that is the number one piece of advice I could give to people when it comes to sports betting, and that is the best move sometimes is not to play the game at all. And that is the number one way to come out ahead when it comes to sports betting. Just don't. And if you insist on partaking in sports betting, know what you're getting yourself into. Do not fool yourself into thinking you're going to win. Do not believe the hype from the other sports betting experts out there who say, hey, you can win, it's easy. Don't believe that. Accept the fact you're going to lose and maybe you'll enjoy it. Anyway, that wraps it up for this Thursday Truth video on the number one piece of advice I could give when it comes to a sports bettor. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button because that really does help this channel, and I will see you again probably next Thursday for another episode of Thursday Truth.